Okay. Share my screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, so getting started with Overdrive and Libby. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to raise your hand. If you're joining us remotely, put it in the chat and we'll be monitoring that. Okay, so there are thousands and thousands of free audiobooks, ebooks, and magazines that are available through Libby, which is an app by Overdrive. So I'm going to be showing you how to access those and talking kind of step by step about this awesome service that we have here at the library. Okay, so first of all, what is Libby? So it's an app where you can enjoy ebooks, digital audiobooks, and magazines. It was created by Overdrive, which is a library of digital content that's available to users 24/7. It's made possible by New Hampshire Downloadable Books, which is a service of the New Hampshire State Library and over 205 of the state's public libraries. It is expensive to offer you this service. So by the state's libraries pooling our resources, we're able to buy a great selection of books and keep the costs low for the library, which is a wonderful thing. It's free to install, and all content from your library is free to borrow with a valid library card. There are no subscription costs, no in-app purchases, and no late fees. So it's completely free as long as you have a library card. So with Libby, you can borrow up to 3 books, ebooks and audiobooks at once. You can place up to 5 ebooks and audiobooks on hold at one time. And you can check out an unlimited number of magazines each week, which is an awesome feature. So titles are borrowed for 7 to 14 days. They can be renewed if there's no other patrons waiting, just like here at the library with a physical book. And materials are automatically returned at the end of the lending period. So that's something great that you don't have to think about. Waiting lists are common for new materials. You'll notice that if you try to borrow a new book, you'll be waiting a little bit. But you can use the hold feature in the meantime, and there's also thousands of other titles that are available to check out at any time. All right, so some features, you can read across devices, which is awesome. So you can start reading on your tablet or your phone, and then you can start reading on your Kindle or your other e-reader. Then you can go back to your tablet. So it will pick up where you left off and it will sync across devices, which is pretty cool. There's offline access. So if you are going on a trip and you're not going to have like Wi-Fi for a few days or a few weeks, you can download the books you want to read or your audiobooks, and then you have them available to you, even if you don't have Wi-Fi. You can listen to them in your car. So you can have audiobooks. So there's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, or Bluetooth connection. And you can also send books to Kindle. And I think that a lot of you here today are Kindle users, so we'll talk about how to do that. All right, so getting started with Libby. So the first thing that you have to do is on your phone, tablet, or computer is you have to go to the Libby app. So basically you can decide where you want to like sign into Libby the first time. So if you're more comfortable on your phone or your tablet, then just download the app using whichever app store you prefer. But you can also just go to libby.com on your computer and then just sign in that way if you're more comfortable on your computer. Okay. All right, step 1. And these steps are the same whether you're accessing Libby through the app or on the desktop. So you kind of open Libby. And you're going to click yes if you have a library card. Make sure that you have your library card handy or know your card number.
I don't have my card here, but I'm already in. Is that okay?
Yep, so you don't have to worry about that. If you're already, yep, and so we'll talk about how to send content later. So if you're already in, you already have like Libby on your phone, then you don't have to worry about like downloading the Libby app. Okay, so step 2 is the second screen. You're going to search for your library. So right here, second option. Then you're gonna type in Peterborough Town Library. And you're gonna select that option.
I'm going to do this because I'm already here. Okay.
You don't need to do that at all. You're good. You're ahead of the curve.
I just added the wrong library.
Yeah, it's gonna show up as like New Hampshire State Library, but if you search for Peterborough Town Library,
Yeah,
it will.
It's just that now I have the wrong
appear.
library.
Is it the Peterborough, Ontario one?
No, it came up, for some reason it says Martin.
Oh, weird.
All right, so let me just add a library, let me try it then. Take that one, yes, their libraries. So it's Peterborough Public Library.
Peterborough
No.
Town Library, yep. And if you just start typing Peterborough, it should pop up. Just make sure you pick the one that's in New Hampshire.
It comes up New Hampshire State Library,
Yeah.
the Peterborough Town Library underneath it.
Yeah. Exactly. So
That's
if you're
the
gonna
one I
select that one. Okay, step 4. So you're gonna select sign in with my card. And this is when you pull up your library card. Do you want me to wait for you?
Can you just give me 2 seconds?
Absolutely. No rush.
Okay, now signing with my card,
Mhm.
thank you.
And you're gonna wanna use that, the whole long string of numbers.
But it says, where do you use your library card? And there's 206.
Oh, you've gone ahead to the next step,
Oh.
so you're good.
Okay.
Yep. So then once you, yep, so step 5. So now you scroll, if you click on that 205, and you're gonna scroll all the way down until you see Peterborough.
You go to 206.
Oh, they must have added a new one. Cool. Yep, so when you find Peterborough, you're gonna select that one. And then you're gonna type in your card number and select OK.
Do we need the spaces?
No spaces.
I don't have that with me.
Well, this recording will be available, so you can, after this presentation, I'll send you the recording. And you can do all these steps at home.
I thought I was signed in because when I worked here the last, 2 weeks ago, again, it was
Mhm.
on the account, so I
Mhm.
just thought it should be here.
Oh.
For future, it might be good in the email that confirmed it to say bring your library card.
Yes, I apologize.
So
No.
this is what happens to me every time. We
Mhm.
cannot connect to your library to verify your card.
All right, after this, you and I will sit down.
Okay.
And we'll work on that,
Okay.
because that
Because
is.
this is where I've
very
gotten to
strange.
before,
Mhm.
and this has happened at each time.
That's frustrating. We'll figure that out.
Okay,
Cool.
good.
All right, so next step is if you're a Kindle user, you are going to select yes, I read with Kindle.
Oh, I can't.
And this will be on the app too.
Okay.
So, and you can also go back and change that, but, later on,
How
so.
would I do that on?
You can go back, after, and I'll show you how to do that. It's really just a preference for like when you're first signing in, but you can add that preference later.
Okay.
All right, so congratulations, whoops, you've got signed into Libby, you've got your Libby card, so, all right. So before we start like diving into Libby and kind of all of the cool features that you can do from, the Libby app or the desktop or the website, I'm gonna show you a really cool way that you can use the library card or catalog now to access Libby. So open that. So we recently did an update to our catalog. So you can now see digital content alongside materials, physical materials that are in our collection.
So should we be on the website then?
If you would like to, or you can just follow along. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. All right, so you can see here now that when you're looking at the library catalog, you can see that we have what is here, what the physical book that's here in our collection. And you can also see that the e-audiobook is available through Libby. The ebook is available through Libby, and the Kindle book is available through Libby. So this is great because even if we don't have the book here at the library, now you can use the catalog to see if you can get the digital version of that book. So that's a really cool new feature. And you can also place books on hold, place books on hold through Libby as well, which is pretty cool. And now I'm going to show you how you can use the facets here on the left-hand side to sort of narrow down what you're looking for. I find if you're looking for a specific book or a specific author, then using the library catalog is great. If you're just browsing and you don't really know what you want, but you know you want like an audiobook or an ebook, then I would use Libby to browse. But if you're just looking, but I'll still show you how you can kind of narrow down what you're looking at. So if you go to shelf location, you can see what is here at the library. You can see what's available through Libby, and you can also see what's available through Hoopla. So Hoopla is it's a similar software to Libby. It's great because there's no holds. You get to download things instantly, but it is more expensive for the library. So we do encourage you to check Libby first and use Hoopla just when you need a particular title or additional content. All right, so if you're just looking for a book, go all the way. See, I'll show you how you can or you can check out a book directly from our catalog. All right, so looked up this book. I can click on it, I can read the description. I can see books that are similar to it. And then now I can see that it is available through Libby, which is awesome. So the audiobook is checked out, but I can check out the ebook. So so you can choose whether you want the ebook or the Kindle book. If you're Kindle users, I would just recommend just checking out the Kindle book. So you can check out Libby.
And that's the ebook,
Yep, that's the Kindle book that I've checked out.
but it's called ebook, not Kindle.
Let's see. So ebook right here, and then there's Kindle.
Oh, if
under-
it's not in Kindle, if there isn't a Kindle option, I'm looking at a different book, then it's not available on the Kindle?
You can get it on the Kindle. You just have to send it to your Kindle a different way.
Oh, okay.
But you can still get it. But if you see that it's Kindle and you're a Kindle user, then just check out the Kindle. But if it's just an ebook, you can still check it out and get it on your Kindle. All right, so I'm going to check out the Kindle book. And this is where you want to be logged in to the library catalog with your library card number and your password. And anybody has questions about that, we can go over that as well. All right, logging me in. No, but not enough to Overdrive. Of course, there would be an issue like this. Oh, man.
We want our money back.
Always.
So there.
Well, it makes me feel better. I'm glad it also happens to view. So, it makes you feel.
Sometimes technology just doesn't work. But okay, so if it was working, I could just check it out right here and it would just automatically, I would just click, yes, I want to check it out. It's checked out. So
And it would then appear on your Kindle?
it would then appear on your Kindle. Yeah. And or actually no, it will not appear on your Kindle. You have to send it to your Kindle. But we're gonna go over that. All right, and then another cool thing you can do is once you're logged into the Peterborough catalog is you can go to your account and it will show you everything that you have checked out from Libby, Hoopla, and the physical materials that you have checked out, plus all of your loans, which is pretty cool. So it's a great way to keep track of everything.
Should you sign in before you browse? Do you think that clicks the system into place more easily? Or do you think you should sign in after you choose a book?
I always recommend being signed in.
Okay,
It just makes it easier.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you don't sign in and then you need to sign in afterwards, it kind of like breaks,
yeah, that's what I wondered, okay.
you know, the convenience of just browsing, clicking, adding. You then have to stop and do something else.
That makes sense. Well, don't do what I did, do what Tim says. Okay,
When did this new website come up?
it came up last week. So it is
Why is it-
brand new.
okay.
Yep. It is brand new. All right, so before we again start looking at Libby, which I will do momentarily, I just want to show you the icons that come up when you search Libby. And these again will be on your app and it will be on your computer. So the first one is search. So that's the little spyglass. And so that's how you can search for specific titles. The building is browse. So that's how you can kind of browse different lists that they have. This is your settings. So if you you can get help and support. And I would say Libby's help and support page is fantastic. If you have any questions, that's a great place to start. You can also adjust your settings. So if you read in more than one language, you can select which languages you read. You can select dyslexic font or other accessibility features, which is really cool. And then this is your shelf. So these deck books, that's where you can view your loans, holds, and notices. And then the last one is tags. So if you like having lots of lists and you like organizing what you've read, then that's a great feature. I admit I don't really use that one too much, but it's pretty cool.
Is that where you can keep like the list of books you want to put on hold? Can you have because I have a list on my phone and
Oh, yeah.
notes, so I could transfer it to Libby.
Yes, you could. All right, let's go. Let's start playing around with Libby then. All right, so here we are, Libby. So again, we've got the icons down at the bottom of the screen.
Sorry, did you go to the browse page there or how did you?
Yeah, I'm on the browse page, so I'm on this one right here, the little library building.
Mine doesn't come up that way.
It may be, you just have like an older version of the app.
It's also might look different on mobile.
It didn't look different on my phone, but
Okay.
it's been a while since I've checked. So this is a great way you can just browse and see, New Hampshire Overdrive does an awesome job of like curating lists. So, you know, different types of books, you know, expiring in the next year. So if you want to read them now. New audiobooks that you can scroll. So there's a lot of fun things here. Whoops. Here we go. Okay. Just pull up my notes, make sure I'm on the right page. All right, so I want to show you guys magazines, which is a really cool feature. So I'm going to go to the little spyglass, the search. And I'm going to click on magazines here. So there's over 5,300 magazines in our collection. So if there's a print magazine version that you haven't been able to get a hold of or you like to use to read, use the search button up here at the top just to look. Or you can also just browse.
Can you do current as well as older
You
back
can.
issues?
Not for every issue, but for a lot of the issues and the more popular ones, yes, you can. So let's say I want to read New Yorker. So I can either open this issue of the magazine, I can see all issues, and I can subscribe as well, so that I get the new magazines when they come out in my shelf they just automatically appear.
I'm
in your
sorry, where did you
shelf.
go to, where did you get that?
To get to magazines?
Yeah.
So you click on, there's a bunch of ways that you can do it, but I just clicked on the search button,
And you put magazines?
and at the top, magazines just appear, like it's one of the search facets.
So
Hmm,
select.
Mine doesn't look like, oh, there it is, I got it. Thank you.
All right. So,
And you're saying you can tag these so that they come up?
yeah, so you would just click subscribe. So I'll show you that. So you can get notified if you like. But subscribing will add the latest issue to the magazine rack on your shelf. So when a new issue arrives, you'll receive a notification. So I'll just show you what my shelf looks like. So this is my shelf, which is, you can get to the shelf by clicking on that to book icon, this one right here. And now it's in my well, it hasn't showed up yet, but all of the magazines that I'm subscribed to will be here in my magazine.
And now you have 14 days to read that?
You have unlimited time to read it.
Okay.
You can check out as many magazines as you like, and they are available immediately. So there's no hold period, no waiting time, and you can go back and read them, as you like.
Some magazines are willing to do that, as they get.
So I don't remember, New Hampshire Downloadable Books, got a grant to pay for this. And so it's a big initiative that they've done. But yeah, it's a really wonderful feature. All right, and then a couple of the things about reading magazines is, so if you click on all issues, it'll show you all of the issues that they have. And you can also click on the magazine itself and you get a description, and it will show you all of the copies that we have. But if I just want to read the most recent issue, whoops, I can just click on Open Magazine and it will open automatically. There we go. It doesn't like my library card.
See, we're here with me, you're here with me.
Oh, boy. All right, give me a second.
Anything came up for me.
It
Verified card.
happens to.
Well, it's so funny because like how often have I been testing this in the last week? No problems. I almost brought my library card down with me too, and I didn't.
Let's get a picture of it.
Tattooing it, I think.
Interesting, I just hit Vogue and because there's an article on Joe Biden and it said that you only get Vogue for 7 days. So there must be different.
There are different rules, but like, it's gonna show up in your shelf for 7 days.
Yeah.
It should take, oh, here we go, here we go. Okay. No.
Too many people using it.
Hmm.
Too many people using it.
Apparently, it's just not happy with me. Oh. Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually planned this.
Yeah, so that we would feel so
Right?
bad. See,
Yeah.
it makes us feel like it happens to even the people who know what they're doing.
We're all in it together.
Yeah, it just makes you,
Yeah, this is tricky
God, the
because
number of magazines are pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's interesting because it clearly knows your card is linked.
Frankie from Australia, a bi-monthly with a difference. A niche style title with mainstream appeal. I love that. Yeah, this could be a whole though. You could like stay here forever.
5,300 magazines.
Yeah, you could
read
like,
every week.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Never going out of the house again.
Instead of like one more chapter in a book, it's just one more magazine.
One more magazine, yeah.
Yeah, what should I do?
Afterwards, I'd say we can get in touch. But do you still have more?
I do, and it's tricky because I need to be logged in order to show a lot of things, but. Okay.
I wanna see Tim, the tech guy, fix it.
Unfortunately, this is like not something that Tim, this is a Libby problem, and New Hampshire Overdrive problem.
And I have seen this happen before, where the connection will just be down for a period of time. Which I think it's gotten better, because I used to remember a couple of years ago, people would come in here and ask me for help on logging into Libby or Overdrive at the time, and they would come in and show me their problem on a Wednesday, and it was working. Like, they're like, here's what I did, and it didn't work, and then it, poof,
That would work,
everything,
yeah.
everything works perfectly, and it's like, oh, well, there must have been an issue last Thursday, when you last tried it.
But the issues at Libby, not at.
There's a couple different locations that could be a problem. It could be the connection that our library has to verify with the state. It could be the state verifying with Libby. It could just be a Libby problem. There's a couple different points in this process that can have a challenge. But generally, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, it's my first time that it's ever done this, and of course it would happen today. So, all right, well, I'll just show you what I can. And so there's a lot of great accessibility features on the open magazine feature. So you can scroll through it, like flip through it, just like you were scrolling on a magazine. But you can also click on an article, and that will pull the article up so you can read it. And it's much more legible that way. All right, well, I can show you some search features in Libby, which is cool. All right, so a lot of the times that I use Libby is when I know I'm going to be on a trip, or if I'm going to be driving a lot and I need something to keep me busy. So I'll go to Libby and I won't have any idea of what I want to read, and I'll just browse. So I'll show you how I like to browse. So let's say I'm going on a road trip. I need something to listen so I'm not bored. I want an audiobook. So I'm going to click on audiobook. Now I'm seeing everything that is in the audiobook collection, but a lot of these aren't available. They've already checked out. So I want to narrow this down to show just what's available. So I'm going to click on the collapsed kind of like search menu here. And now I can start narrowing down what I want to look at. So availability, I want to search just what is available now. And maybe I want to see the most popular books. And maybe I'm interested in reading a mystery. All right, let's see what we've got. So now I'm going to click on the show titles up here in the right-hand corner. Now everything that I'm looking at is available now, so I can check it out immediately. It's a mystery. And now I can just sort of scroll and see what I wanna listen to. So Gone Girl Classic. So I can just click on the title.
So what were those times listed?
What was that?
It said 20 hours, 11 hours.
That is the length of the audiobook.
Audiobook.
Yeah, that's how long it is. So if I know I'm just like, I only need something for like 5 hours, then I'll look for a shorter book.
So I just did what you did,
Mhm.
and I got, all filters have 0 results.
That should not be the case.
So you did popularity,
Mhm. Available now.
And
Yeah.
as you click on them in the top right-hand side, it'll show you the number of results
Okay.
as you
so
kind of go through it.
Available now, mystery. And then it says search within results, and then it says read with, so so you hit the show that's up in the top.
Top right.
Okay, got it, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, and so now you can just like browse through
Yeah.
the results. So yeah, so this is what kind of pops up when you look at that, when you're just browsing. So I can read the description, I can look at similar books, I can click this button if I don't really want this to read this book, but I want like a similar style.
Can you do it by narrator?
You can, I believe you can, yes, you can. So down, you scroll to the bottom. And this is where it tells you how long it is. But if I want to search for just the author, I can click just the author. And if I like the narrator, I can search
Mhm.
for those as well. Which is really great. And then you can also, if you just want to like play a sample and see if you like it, you can do that as well. All right, and then if I could borrow it, then I would just click borrow for 7 days, and then I would just be able to check that out.
So at the end of 7 days, does it just go poof?
It just goes poof.
So if you haven't finished it,
If you haven't finished it, then you have to renew it, and you can only renew it if there's nobody else that's waiting for it.
But you can get back on the hold list.
Yeah, you can get back on the hold list. And you can renew it. Yeah, you can renew it if nobody else is waiting for it. And yeah. Okay. So that's audiobooks.
The other thing that, when you're showing audiobooks,
Mhm.
one of the things I like is right above the title. It'll show the book 3 of 7.
Oh, yeah, it says
Kind of
number,
thing.
like Michael Conley
Yeah.
says number 7 in series.
So you
Yeah.
can kind of inadvertently be like, I need time, I'm on a long road trip. Give me 7 books, I want
Yeah.
a series. You can kind of look at it that way.
in fact, I don't know if this is any help, but I got my library card texted to me when I went home. And the first time I went in, it didn't work, and then it just did now. So it said systems try again, and I did it. So maybe yours will work now.
It doesn't work, try again.
Right, and I didn't do any spaces, because that's what you said not to do, so.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. It's working. Yay!
It was Libby.
Yeah, it was a Libby issue. Well, few, because now I finished this presentation. All right, so we'll go back to magazines. I'll show you because I do think that is a cool feature. So you can just,
If you do it on one phone, if you do it on your phone, does it do it here too, or do you have to do it both places?
you have to download the app both places.
Right, but I mean, does it, once you're signed in and?
Once you're signed in, all you have to do is put in your library card
Okay.
and your password.
If you're using the same account on both devices, it
Yeah.
will be the same.
Mhm. And then once you're logged in, it stays logged in.
And if you're using 2 Apple devices, they will generally automatically sync all that
Yeah, 'cause,
information
yeah.
anyway.
My world is.
All right, so magazines. So I just want to show you the click on the article feature. So you see, like when you're just scrolling through it, like that text can be difficult to read, it's too small. So if you just click on the article button that's underneath the page, it pulls it up now, and now you can read it, and you can play around with the settings. So if you like, you can make the text bigger. If you like a dark background to read, you can play around with that as well, and you can save those features. And then when you're done reading, just click on the done button. Whoops. Click on the done button, and it takes you back, and you can keep scrolling until you find what you like. Okay. All right. And then when you're done reading or you want to take a break reading the magazine, then you just click back. And subscribe. And this is now should now be in my shell. Which, here we go. So Still not in my magazine rack, but it will be. Okay, so that is listening or downloading an audio. Do you want me to like show you how to download an audiobook? Just to. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so again, just gonna go search audiobooks. And then I'm just gonna do, like,
So then if it's downloaded, it means, will it still expire at the end of the?
it will still expire, yes. So, I'll show you. Yeah, it will disappear, even if it's downloaded onto your device, it will only stay for either the 7 or 14 days.
And so why do I want to download it?
You would only want to download it if you were going somewhere without Wi-Fi for a couple days. So like, again, when you're traveling, it's
So how do you get out of a magazine when you're in it?
so you sort of hover over the upper left-hand corner, and it might be different on a touch screen. But I would just try clicking anything on the page.
Oh, there's back. I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
found it. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly show you how to check out an audiobook. So I'm just gonna click borrow. And so I get this one for 7 days, borrow. And now I can open the audiobook. So I can start listening right from my desktop, right from my phone, whatever I like, where I've downloaded this. Okay. But there are other ways to listen to audiobooks. So we'll go back to my screen sharing. All right, so again, when you have your audiobook, you can listen to on your computer browser, on your phone or tablet. You can also stream audiobooks from your device to Google Home or Amazon Echo using Bluetooth. And you can connect to your device using these kind of following apps. I'm not going to go too in the weeds with that today. I would say that if you need help getting started, the Libby help pages are super, super helpful. And you can also email me or come to a tech drop-in and we'll get you set up with how to connect your
Does this
device to your.
Tablet also mean Kindle? Or is that-
No, so your Kindle is just for ebooks. And your
No
phone and your desktop
audio.
are gonna be for your audiobooks.
Or your phone.
All right, so now let's get into ebooks, and this is where we'll get into the helpful details about how to send books to your phone or your e-reader. So the ways that you can read ebooks, you can read on your browser, you can read on the Libby app on your phone or tablet, or you can use an e-reader. And I've just kind of pulled some information on popular e-readers if anybody is thinking about upgrading. So there's the Kobo Clara. So it's about $130. This is a great option if you don't like Amazon and you don't want to support them, or if you just want a different option. And it also has built-in Overdrive support, so you can sign in to Overdrive, and you can browse, borrow, and read directly on your Kindle. So there's no like having to use your app. You could just use your Kobo e-reader to check out books, which is a pretty cool thing. There's also the Kindle, which is what I have. I have the basic one. So it's a great entry-level affordable option. They also comes in a kid's version, which has colorful cover options. And if it breaks, Amazon will replace it, which is pretty cool. There's the Kindle Paperwhite, which is more expensive, but it has a larger screen and it's waterproof. And it's pretty cool. And there's a signature edition, which is wireless charging, so you don't need to use anything to, charge it. And it has a really long battery life, although I have never had any issues with the battery life.
I only have if I'm in a place where it's trying really hard to get Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
That'll drop the
Get
battery
well.
fast,
Mhm.
and then you're like, what? And then, so all I do in that case, if I see it start to dwindle, is I just turn it on to airplane mode.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it stops the trying to look, and then
Exactly.
then the battery lasts like what it's supposed to last.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so now what I think you guys are here for is how to transfer a Kindle book to your e-reader. So I'm gonna walk you through that. Okay, so I have this book that I've checked out. I'm in the shelf portion of my Libby, so clicking on those two books icons, and that's where I can see all of the books that I have checked out. Whoops, and oh. Okay, and so you see there's an option here that says read with Kindle. So whoops, oh my gosh, learn how to click. Okay. So it is now gonna open in Amazon. So what you have to do is click read, and this one I've already have checked out, but like read now with the Kindle app. And then this is how I have to check out, but I have to
So
actually
you have
go
to
to
be
Amazon.
signed into
Mhm.
Amazon?
You have to be signed into Amazon and it will automatically open the book in
And then
Amazon.
read now
Yeah.
in the Kindle app.
Yeah. let me
With the same
actually-
account you have assigned to the Kindle.
Yes, with the same account that you have signed to Kindle. Let me check out.
What
Kindle.
other account would
You'd
you?
be surprised.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Let me check out an actual Kindle book right now and we'll do the whole thing. Yeah, I want it available now. And I want. Okay. Give me a second, I'm gonna try to find a Kindle book to check out. Alright, so
I'm sorry.
it's the same one, I know.
No, I just did the filter of literature and 3 cowboys and a bride came up.
Alrighty then.
Really? That's considered literature. That's interesting.
Why not? Yeah.
Real books now.
Okay, so I just checked out a Kindle book. And now there's the thing that says read with Kindle that pops up as soon as you check out that book. So I'm gonna click on that. Again, it's gonna open in Amazon. And now I click on get library book. And now the next time that your Kindle is connected to Wi-Fi, that book will automatically download into Kindle. See? Now, if I have a Kindle book that either I don't like reading, or if I just wanna like, send it back before the due date, to be nice, maybe it's like a really popular book and there's a ton of people that are on the waiting list and I finish it in 2 days, I wanna send it back. So. So I can go to Libby and I can click on manage loan. But you see, so it says return early. It is a great thing to do, but you have to open it in Kindle again. So I turn with Kindle. And then you go to accounts and lists, down to your content library. Click on your books. And then now I can return this book. And you'll also see, like you were saying, that there's like all of your books are on there. This is how you can delete all of the books that you don't want that are on your Kindle. You can
But
just,
you have to do it in Amazon, not on your Kindle.
you have to do it on Amazon, yep. That's the easiest way to do it, but yeah, I can just go delete it. Okay. So it is more complicated, so there's that extra step involved. Once you sort of got the hang of it, it's easy enough, but there's just that extra step. Okay. Any questions about that?
Do you stay signed into Libby all the time?
I do. Mhm.
Because there's really no financial information in there or any other.
Yeah, I mean, Libby isn't really created to steal your data like a
Right.
lot of other things, services. So it's just easier to use if you let it stay signed in.
But do you stay signed into your Peterborough Library account all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. But you don't stay signed into your Amazon account all the time?
Sometimes I do.
Oh.
Don't tell Tim.
Yeah.
In general, your devices really want to save passwords. They really want to stay signed in. So unless you opt out, it's gonna stay signed in. One of the benefits.
Sign out all the time.
Yeah.
I work with small businesses and I have a lot of people who have been hacked.
Yep.
So. Like if I opened my Amazon right here, right now on a public Wi-Fi access, the minute I got home, I would change my password on Amazon.
I'm both very proud of you and slightly insulted.
I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? I mean, this is where they hang out in the public Wi-Fi areas, so.
Okay, so that is Kindle.
Can I
You
ask a
have,
question?
oh yeah, of course.
So I just picked a book randomly to sign in. It says 26-week wait.
Yes.
Is that typical?
That is very typical, yes.
And then how would I know, would I get a text saying you're on
Yeah.
the list now?
Yeah, you'll get an email saying that that book is now available.
And then I have to go sign in.
And then you have to go to Libby and check it out. Mhm. Yeah, no, so the reason that we have such long wait holds is because, buying audiobooks, especially, but buying digital content is hugely expensive. The publishers have not really, well, they have not come down with their prices at all. So libraries are paying full price, paying exorbitant amounts of money, for licenses. So one of the ways that, New Hampshire Downloadable Books manages that cost is to only buy a certain number of copies. So that is again why, the more popular the newer books, there will be a long, hold time for them. So we encourage you to come into the library if you really want to read it. Get a physical copy. If we don't have it, we can get it through interlibrary loan. But yeah, it's again, being patient and just understanding that
So if you can't find an author, it means they just haven't bought that.
I
content.
haven't bought that copy, yes. Yeah. Yeah, we have a tight budget and the people who manage it are amazing at sort of balancing all of the different, things that you have to think about when you do collection development on this level. All right, so that's Kindle. If you have like a Nook, an older Kobo device or a similar e-reader, you would use Adobe Digital Editions to download Libby books onto your, so you download it and get it on your computer, and then you would use ADE to transfer them to your device. Again, not going to get into the weeds about that, but if you have questions, let me know and I will help you with that. All right, I think we are at the end of the presentation. Questions? Threw a lot at you.
No, I mean, I'm in, so that's, and someone said to me once that if you're in the state library, you get more book options than if you're just in Peterborough, but it looks like you couldn't just get in Peterborough. Maybe they lived in a different place.
Yes.
Because we went in through the state library, then we found Peterborough.
Yes, so we all share the same books.
Okay.
So if you are a member of New Hampshire Downloadable Books, all the member libraries have the same content. The only thing that would be different is some libraries will pay for their own content. So if New Hampshire Downloadable Books doesn't buy a book, the member library can choose to buy their own book, and so it will show up in just their Libby and not in anybody else's, like another library's. So that would be the only time that there would be different content.
Wow.
Yeah, lots of fun things, lots of things to play with.
Thank you so much. It
You're so
really
welcome.
helps just to see it,
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're.
Oh, I agree. I really like it when I can be like step by step and then like actually like see the site or, you know, the app. It's so helpful. All right, any questions from our virtual viewers?
Nothing so far.
Okay. All right, then I think we can end the presentation.